Hello, welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit, and today we have a crystal ball reading. And today's topic is going to be I'm going to be channeling the mermaids and the sirens and see what deep message do they have to give us from the deep sea. So you have three piles to choose from. I do have options this time. Pile number one, we have card number 44, the mermaid. Pile number two, we have the sirens, temptation. And pile number three, we have Shine Your Light, which is this purpley blue mermaid. So take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile. And again, remember, these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for a private reading, and I'll see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number one. If you chose the mermaid card, this is your reading on your messages from the mermaids and the sirens. So just give me a minute and we'll get to channeling with the crystal ball. Okay, pile number one. So what I'm seeing is I'm seeing an underwater cavern. That's where the mermaid is taking me. And I see that the cavern is sort of endless. Like I'm following the mermaid and it just seems like an endless sort of a loop, and it almost seems like a magical sort of a place. Honestly, it feels as if it's sort of like your mermaid home, and it sort of has this spell to keep it protected from outsiders. So it almost seems like I'm not getting access over here, and I do feel maybe that's how you feel right now with most situations in your life. You feel as if you don't have a lot of options and you're going round and round, and you're not able to sort of hit bullseye. You don't feel you're able to hit your mark, and I don't feel life is necessarily miserable for you, but it's just you want more, and you almost seem confused about you feeling as if you don't have enough options, but you need to know that the possibilities are truly endless for you. And I'm seeing a lot of yellow now, so I do think this has a lot to do with your own sense of self, your own sense of ego. And I do feel this is my mellow pile. I definitely feel this is my pile of people who would not necessarily fight. You wouldn't want to waste your energy in arguments. I do feel that is sort of your energy. And I think the karmic lesson for you over here in this lifetime is to assert your dominance. And I think you need to particularly observe felines, whether it's cats, lions, the whole sort of the feline range. I do feel you need to be more proud in who you are and what you have to offer, and learn to sort of maintain a healthy sense of ego in the world. Because it almost seems like you get thrashed whenever it sort of comes down to you asserting yourself. So it's very important that you be assertive and understand that it is through your assertiveness you will be able to block roads for yourself. So this is not the time for you to sort of dilly-dally, for you to sort of be in your soft girl era. This is really the time for you to lead the pack. And I'm seeing the Empress, but I'm not just seeing any Empress. I'm seeing an Empress that is completely ready for war in her war outfit. So know that you have it within you to sort of lead kingdoms. You have it within you to sort of generate love, healing, not just for yourself, but for a collective. So I do feel this pile particularly will be in the public eye in some way, shape, form, fit into your situation, but you will be able to have a very strong impact on people, whether that's online or in your city. So take what resonates. But I do think your life purpose is also very tied in with you sort of feeling comfortable enough to sort of express yourself and how you truly feel, and also really taking the time in the kind of clothes you're wearing, or if you feel like changing your makeup up or your hair, whatever it is, do it. So more investment in yourself. And for a lot of y'all, I'm also seeing y'all wanting to get your nails done, so definitely go for that. Really pamper yourself. I think it's very, very important right now for you. I do think you're being tested in your courage. Do you truly have the courage to go after the things that you truly want? So it does seem like you sort of have to prove yourself to yourself more than anyone else, pile number one. And this is sort of the challenge you need for your true growth. You're not going to grow in your comfort zone. You're not going to grow where you feel at home. You sort of need to look at new horizons over here. And I do feel a lot of y'all will move cities, states, countries. So a lot of travel is also written for you. And not just short distance travel, long distance travel. So if you don't even feel comfortable taking short trips, I think you need to start taking short trips first to sort of build up to taking long trips, because I do sense this long distance Sagittarius energy over here as well. So you will definitely get the opportunity to travel, but you sort of have to lead the way and you sort of have to create your own path, which is predestined, but you regardless you still have to create it. And it all depends on the hard work you are doing right now. And I think the more you do all these things, the more you will shine, the more you will glow, the more you will really stand out in a very good way. And I think the more you feel comfortable being seen, it will set you free more and you will be able to again achieve more, do more, create more. So I want you to understand that all of this is very, very connected, and it's sort of like the underwater cavern we saw in the beginning of the reading, right? It is all truly connected, and that's like a deeper truth you need to wake up to and you need to realize over here. I think that's very, very important. I do feel there are a lot of distractions in this reading, so understand that again, you need this pressure. You need the difficulty level to be high with these very difficult modifiers to sort of do your best work, pile number one. And again, it sort of relates to how I was saying about how everything is truly connected. And I think once you realize this, you're not going to be thrashed so much up and down. You will be more centered when the wheel turns, whether it turns up or down for you. You're going to be a little more detached in a very healthy way, in a way which is truly required for you to sort of integrate these very extremes you have been experiencing in your life, pile number one. I think that's very, very important for you. I do feel you need to communicate more clearly. You need to communicate your needs. You need to really speak up, pile number one. And sometimes certain people, they only understand their language, which is barking. So you cannot not deal with dogs if they're in the way, right? Pile number one, that's what you need to understand, that sometimes you have to use people's tactics on themselves to sort of get the way out. So be more smart and be more shrewd about the kind of interactions that you're having, especially the draining interactions. Because you will be able to sort of minimize and mitigate all the negativity that is being thrown at you, which I do feel is sort of happening here. But don't give it more energy. Don't make it something bigger than it is. You need to do the opposite thing. You need to truly raise your frequency high enough so it doesn't affect you. And having a sense of humor and being a little more playful, like how cats, they play with their food, right? They play with their food before eating it. So be more like a cat. I think that is sort of the best way for you to sort of integrate this new energy into your life. For a lot of you, you could even have a cat, or you could have maybe seen a cat recently. So that's definitely also a sign. And felines are very nice energy. They help you sort of mitigate all the negativity around you. And the purring is truly healing. So understand that you do have these attributes and qualities within you. And you will be able to sort of ease into it, and it will come naturally to you. But all you have to sort of do is do nothing at times. You also need to learn to slow down so you can sort of come back online at your higher level, a higher level of your higher self, I mean. To sort of let your higher self even take over, I feel, for a lot of y'all. So even try to be more conscious about the unconscious things you do, maybe the certain hand gestures that you do, or just you moving your leg or walking in a certain direction. Just be more mindful, because I do feel that there is something much deeper happening, and it's sort of conveying something to you. And I do feel that you guys are stressing a lot. I do think you guys are also not getting the time to de-stress. I do think you have a lot on your plate right now, and it's really important that you do find time for yourself. And if you can go near water, nothing like it, that will just help you heal at a much deeper level. And you do need to ground your energy here as well. You have been too much in your mind, so you need to balance out being a little more present in your body. Pile number one, that is also very, very important over here. I think you need to understand who you are at a deeper level also over here, and try to be a little more mindful about even the kind of impact you're having on people. And I'm sure I've done a reading on what impact do you have on people, so check that out. But I do feel there is something about the impact that you have on people. It you sort of help people shift their frequency. So I do think you come across people at very difficult times in their lives, often because you sort of often give them the key by even triggering them at times. So a lot of people might just hate you, and you might not understand why. And you need to understand that this is who you are. You are just this very intense, deep sea creature who will awaken people whether they like it or not. So yeah, I again lost my train of thought because of all the background noise. So but I am seeing shells over here, so I do feel the message over here for you is to get out of your shell, and the more you push yourself, the more God, universe, whatever you believe in, mermaids, sirens, the more they will be able to help you. Understand that you sort of have to meet them halfway, and you sort of have to take the first step. And it could be just you doing something that you wouldn't usually do. So a little discomfort and a little adventure right now is going to yield the most success for you than being complacent and not doing anything and just being in your mind all day and just wasting your energy. So it's truly up to you what you sort of want to do over here, pile number one. I think that's the message for you. So the more you slow down, the faster it will help you progress on the path that you need to go towards. And through this, you will also learn how to balance yourself and how to sustain yourself for longer periods of time, and to sort of even have a better performance every time, whatever you do over here. And it's going to be different because it's a general reading, so fair to your situation. But the level of mastery that you're hoping to achieve, yes, it's going to come with the hard work, but it's not just hard work, it's hard work and play. You reach true mastery when whatever you're doing, you've done it so much that it doesn't become brain dead, but it becomes second nature to you, where it just flows out of you and you don't have to exert as much energy in doing it. And that's when you even enjoy the true bliss of doing what you're doing, and you sort of get lost in the process. So this is what your focus has to be, and excellence is sure to follow soon, pile number one. So this is a very positive message. This is also teaching you that you do have to get out of your comfort zone. That's sort of the only way to win. And I think you will be surprised. You think it's going to be something scary, it's going to be something devastating. It's not. It's I think you're going to have more fun than you even realize once you just do this for yourself. Yeah. I do think you're afraid of getting hurt, pile number one, but you do need to understand that it is sort of inevitable. So you might as well have a cause, whether it is selfless or it is something for you. And it's okay to even have a cause for yourself sometimes. You don't always have to be super selfless. That's also something you need to learn and understand, because the more you give yourself, the more you will be able to give other people. You can never pour from an empty cup, right? Pile number one. So please understand this. But I do think the message for you right now is just slow down. And that's how you will get the ideas you need for future growth. And not to be in your head all the time. So go for a run, go for a drive, whatever it is, get some exercise, be present in your body. Yeah. You need to go beyond your ego. There's a real message over here for you to even go beyond your ego while having a healthy sense of ego. And that's like a higher state to achieve, but I do think you will be able to do this, and this will again help you accelerate further on your path. Pile number one. So again, a very, very sweet message. And yeah, I think that's all I see. Again, it's a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video. Share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out for private reading. And I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number two. If you chose the Sirens, the Temptation card, this is your message from the Sirens and the Mermaids. So just give me a minute and we'll get to channeling with the crystal ball. Okay, pile number two. So I'm seeing the beach and I'm seeing little turtles trying to scurry their way across into the sea. And it seems like you are one turtle that is not able to cross over. And to you, your journey just feels endless. And it is truly endless, but you don't feel as if there is any peace. You don't feel as if there is any sort of comfort on the journey. And you need to realize that only you can create comfort for yourself on the journey. And secondly, I do think that perhaps you have been doing the same thing over and over again, which is not working. So perhaps you need to switch and also, I was going to say shift, but you also need to switch and shift maybe what you're trying to do. Maybe try something new instead. Maybe try a different technique. And just before doing this reading, I was trying to have some water and the bottle got too cold and I was trying to open it and it wasn't opening. And it took me a minute to realize that maybe I should put some warm water on it, and it just opened up. So instead of trying too hard right now, you need to work smarter. You need to come up with smarter solutions to your problems, because only you will be able to come up with like an original solution which is perfect for your problem. Pile number two. And this is a gift you have. This is truly a gift you have, and this is what the sirens are also helping you wake up to, because you are a very passionate person. You have chosen the siren card, so you definitely follow the deep calling within your heart. But sometimes you need to take it easy as well. You cannot burn out. That's also sort of the message over here. So definitely go after what your heart is calling you to go after, but maybe check in with yourself. Maybe be a little more realistic about, is everything that your heart calling to actually good for you? So a little more discernment and a little more mindfulness will also help you avoid certain passions which are not the healthiest or the best for you. And the more you're able to even weed out things that are not good for you, the better it will be for you in every sense of the way, right? So it's up to you to make your life easier or more difficult, pile number two. And that's definitely a choice you do have and you've always had, but I think you're getting more conscious of it than ever. So definitely choose wisely, pile number two. Are you going to really show that you have learned your lessons and you're not going to repeat the same mistakes, or are you going to continue doing the same things? And I know I'm repeating myself, but I feel this is the point that is being stressed over here. And there's also a promise over here that you will reach your destination. In fact, you will go even further than where you wanted to. I think you will surprise yourself with your own sort of prowess in whatever you choose to do over here. You're going to be a master. I do feel that, pile number two. But this level of mastery is not going to come by just constantly fighting. You also have to ease into it and also love and enjoy what you're doing on a daily basis. Okay, pile number two. So now I'm seeing a lot of fire, and it's almost like this fire is not able to start up. So again, it's this very similar message of you having this deep-seated fear that you will not accomplish the things you want to, and you have to realize you are good enough. You've always been good enough to achieve anything and everything you've ever wanted. And the more you stop caring, the more you stop caring about what other people think of you, the more you just start following your true calling, you will be so much more successful than you could have even imagined. And I get it right now, it seems like you're a bit in your survival mode, but only you can come out of this. And that's what you need to realize, how truly powerful you actually are, pile number two. And I do feel your circumstances right now have been placed in a way where you have no choice but to ascend. And sometimes ascending means that you have to leave behind everything. So the greatest sacrifice right now has to be you, but understand that that is the way to go. That is sort of the right choice to make for yourself. And with the sirens, Demeter cursed them and Persephone disappeared because they were very close, Persephone and the sirens. So after a while, sirens, they stopped searching for her, and they started chilling. So Demeter got more pissed and she cursed them. So I do feel you feel as if you're cursed, and but this is just a mindset that you have, pile number two. And yes, you have given it a lot of energy. Yes, you have animated it. Yes, you've given it so much importance. You've created a self out of it. But now it's time to let go of it. Like I said, sometimes ascension means you just have to let go of everything. So you have to understand that surrender will be sweeter than you realize over here, pile number two. And there's truly a need to just surrender everything, even your own ego. And that will make you truly unstoppable to truly go after your actual true heart's desires, which is going to help you realize your highest and greatest potential over here, pile number two. That's what I want you to truly know. You need to stop playing it safe. Pile number two, you really need to stop playing it safe, and you truly need to give it your all. I think you're keeping yourself back, and you don't have to. And I think the more you do this, the more you'll realize the greater abilities you have, and you will be able to tap into it even more. So understand what is at stake over here. And again, now I'm seeing the fire, but the fire is actually growing. So like I said, you will get to where you need to be, but sometimes it's the journey, it's the lesson, it's what you missed several times that only makes sense to you after going through the same thing like the 1000th time. And that's just human nature, pile number two. So don't hold it against yourself, forgive yourself. That's just how we learn sometimes. And I think the more you do this, the more you sort of integrate yourself, the more you'll become daring. I do feel that because I'm seeing a lot of yellow now. So your sense of self will be very strong and very healthy, and you will not be afraid of asserting yourself. And you have been in a lot of situations where it's you versus your opponents, and it sadly had to be that way. But you need to realize that you are actually strong, and maybe that's why you've had to go through these experiences over and over again, right? Pile number two. Okay, pile number two. So I'm seeing something very, very specific. I'm seeing the training room for the X-Men where they would practice for actual battles. And the simulations would look very, very real because they sort of needed the pressure on the X-Men kids to realize their true powers. So I do feel you're very magical, you're very powerful, firstly, because, X-Men were mutants. So you definitely have a bit of this mutant energy to you. And that's why you've never fit in. And everything will work out in the end, but you sort of have to go through these difficult, challenging lessons to know who you are at a deeper level and also know what you're capable of doing and achieving. So you decide whether you're going to make a difficult lesson even more difficult than it needs to be. And sometimes the difficulty is exactly what you need to grow. So understand you are at the precipice, you're definitely at the threshold, and you will be able to break through once you make this internal change. And I do feel this change is more internal than external. I think once you shift this energy within yourself, it will help you shift this energy outside yourself. You will finally start doing something differently, or you'll just find a creative way of making the situation work for you. So you're going to get very, very crafty if you aren't already. And if you already are crafty, you're going to get even more crafty. And understand that that is a superpower that you have. So use it to its max because it will help you get out of unnecessary, stupid situations. And it will also help you get further along your goals, pile number two. So don't underestimate this. You have a beautiful mind, work it. Work it for you. It can be something that is actually helpful than detrimental. And you make that choice for yourself every day, right? And now I'm seeing the flame even grow brighter and brighter. So I do feel you will be, like I said, more successful than you even realize. But I think by the end of it, you're going to be closer to the divine. You're going to be closer to God, universe, whatever you believe in, your higher self. You will really be tapped in. You will really be in touch, and you will just intuitively know what's the next direction to take for you. So you're coming into a very light-hearted energy. You're coming into a very masterful energy, pile number two. It's all going to be worth it in the end, but sometimes you just have to fight the fight. Yeah. And that's all I see. So again, it's a general reading. Please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for private reading. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Hello, pile number three. If you chose this Shine Your Light card, this is your messages from the mermaids and the sirens. So just give me a minute and we'll get to channeling with the crystal ball. Okay, pile number three. So I'm seeing a whale. And I feel like I'm out in the deep sea, in the deep ocean, swimming with the whales. And I do feel whale is sort of like your soul signature over here. You are this larger than life, majestic, wise old soul. And you're very tapped in with the higher realms. So you're definitely giving me strong, strong healer energy. And I think you're naturally very selfless. And I feel the lesson for you has to be in this lifetime to be a little more, if not selfish, just to learn to preserve yourself a little more. I do think you're very, very sacrificial. I do think you're very giving. But you need to understand that, yes, it is a part of your life purpose to be a giver, but you can only give from a cup that is overfilled, right? So you need to understand that sometimes you have to sort of protect yourself and you don't have to take care of everyone. And you can prioritize yourself more than once in a week. It's okay. That is also an important message for you because yes, you're trying to achieve something very great. I do sense that because again, it's this very huge fish in this very vast sea. So and I do feel your soul feels this majestic and large and just colossal. So even if you're very tiny, you do have this energy within you. So understand that you can tap into this whenever you feel the need to. And what I know about whales is they sort of navigate the deep seas using the electromagnetic currents that they sort of send out to out into our atmosphere that reflects back to them, and they use it as a sonar to sort of locate themselves in the sea, and this helps them migrate. So I do feel your supernatural abilities, your psychic gifts, your superpowers are going to get more activated the more you start following your north node over here, because I was hearing north. So look at your north node. I think that is going to be very important, and that's what your focus needs to be right now. And for a lot of y'all, I do think your north node is either like in Virgo or Aries, because there is something about you doing something on a daily, you sort of asserting yourself, you sort of being more on earth, so to speak, than in the higher realms, because I do think you're already tapped into the higher realms. And I do think the lesson over here is to balance out your lower chakras so you can use your upper chakras more efficiently, because you already know how to use it. So you're also going to gain a lot of mastery in this lifetime for you, pile number 3, which is honestly amazing. And whales, they go across a large expanse of the ocean, right? And they can also be on the surface, and they can go deep in the sea. So understand that your range of motion is much greater than you realize, pile number 3. You will be able to do so much more than what you could anticipate. So, for example, I'll give you an example because that's what I'm seeing over here. You thought you were a good singer, but you're also a great dancer and you're an amazing actor, for example. So you're going to do a lot of things, and now I'm hearing that quote, Jack of all is better than the master of none, is still better than a master of one. So that is the complete quote. People usually just say half the quote. So you need to realize that you are supposed to, in this lifetime, develop many skills. And I think you will be able to do this because you're a quick study. Because a lot of these things you've already done in your past life. You're, like I said, your soul feels very wise and old. Like this is not your first time at the rodeo, pile number 3, or in the deep sea, so to speak, over here. And I do feel coming back, the message over here is the more you preserve yourself, the more you pour into yourself, the more you nurture yourself, the more you enjoy loving yourself, the more you will be able to give yourself the more you will be able to give yourself selflessly to people that need your healing, that need your touch. So I feel a lot of you could even be into Reiki over here. That is something you need to look into. But I think Reiki is again not enough, because I do think your level is a little high. So learn to work with energy specifically, learn breath work, whether you go down the yogic route or you go down the Tai Chi route, but learn breath work, learn energy work, because again, even on the mermaid card, she's just giving out this intense white light. So it has a lot to do with, like I said, your latent gifts. And the more you learn to channel this energy by doing more energy work, the greater you will be over here, pile number 3. And greater in the sense of you helping people. And like I said, I do think service is a very big thing over here. That's definitely what I'm feeling. And also, if you haven't healed from certain things, understand that you will only heal from those things when you finally heal yourself. And that will only happen when you heal other people. So the healing that you give out will naturally come to you when people feel healed by and through you, pile number 3. So that is also a deeper secret that you need to understand about yourself. And that's just how connected we all truly are at the end of the day. And this is an experience you will have. This is not a thought you will have. This is an actual experience. And we do live in a culture where people have thoughts about things more than oftentimes experiences, right? So balance that out, and you will be able to, and you will be able to have these unexplainable experiences. And now I'm just reminded of a client who recently messaged me, and she saw something that no one would believe, but she knew I would believe, because and I did believe her, because I had a very similar experience where if I told it to any of my friends, they would think I'm genuinely crazy. So I couldn't tell anyone. So understand that you will meet your people that you will be able to even explain these things to, or you will be able to even get an explanation from them. And you can sort of compare and contrast the kind of experiences you've had, because you're not the only one having these crazy experiences. Pile number three, I really want you to know that. And you will find your people the more you let your light shine. You're truly meant to be seen in this lifetime. You're not meant to be behind the scenes. You're not meant to work behind the camera. Pile number three. You're meant to work in front of it. So whether you do it now, whether you do it 30 years later, it is also a part of your destiny over here. And I do think this is how you will truly get the happiness, the stability, the contentment, the right person. All of these things will only happen when you allow yourself to be seen, when you allow yourself to be seen completely fierce, unabashedly. You truly need to be yourself. And there is no other way to be. And there is no one like you, pile number three. So I do feel a lot of y'all will eventually have some very specific roles to play that no one else can play but you. And for a lot of y'all, I'm hearing medicine man, medicine woman. But I do think this is going to be in a very modern context. So you will sort of be like a modern medicine man, medicine woman. And you will be able to sort of use your gifts to help people. So helping people is very much a big thing over here. And there's also an emphasis on your health over here. So don't martyr yourself. Fix your diet. For a lot of y'all, I'm seeing that you're just drinking coffee and not eating. And now I'm reminded of a friend of mine who does this. So again, it comes back to this self-nourishment of you really genuinely taking care of yourself. Whether you had to spend 45 minutes extra preparing a meal for yourself, do it. Eat. Eat food over coffee. I'm sure it's a very specific message for someone, so please take that. And for some reason, I do think this is my best friend. So if this is you, please let me know. And I hope you're eating well and not just drinking coffee. Yeah. So coming back to the reading, I'm seeing a lot of pearls now. So understand that you are like this very rare pearl, because natural pearls are very rare and they're even rarer to find. So understand even the treasures that you're seeking for are in the deep end, and you are like this mermaid, so you will be able to go into the deepness, into the darkness, and retrieve things where no one can even see, because you have this inner light within you that will guide you even in the darkest of times, pile number three. And this is a blessing. This is truly a blessing, and even if it may not feel like that often, it is. So remind yourself. And if you're worried about your stability, you're not going to be stable till you truly do what you're meant to do. And like I said, you're going to be like a modern medicine man, medicine woman. So you're going to have some very interesting positions that you're going to be occupying in society. If you would like to let me know what it is, I would love to know. But I know I'm speaking to some very, very powerful people over here. And these tests are sort of what you need to even wield greater power, right? You need to have yourself figured out if you're going to wield a greater weapon like this, pile number three. And I do think all of this is just preparation. So I would say the spoiler over here is that everything is going to work out for you better than you could have ever imagined. But these are the exact experiences you need to sort of cultivate your own pearls over here. And pile number three, I want you to understand that the world is truly your oyster and you are its rare, beautiful, one in a billion pearl. Yeah. So you have so much to look forward to. And it all starts by you pouring into yourself and not sacrificing yourself all the time, not martyring yourself. You don't have to be Jesus, right? By number three, yes, you can definitely be as much like Jesus as you would like to be, but you don't have to crucify yourself. And know that there are better ways of achieving things, and the better ways to give people love, which doesn't come at the cost of you or you being in debt, literally or spiritually, mentally, physically. Understand this. Understand this deeper balance. Understand that you have the power to balance out the scales where both parties win. So understand you have this greater power that you can tap into, but this will only happen by you being more embodied, you being more present in your physical body, you nourishing your physical body, you eating properly, sleeping properly, doing your skincare, everything, all of it counts. Yeah. You'll also feel better about yourself, so you'll naturally just even give more love to people. So choose what cycle you choose to feed and wish to feed, I mean. So it's very much your choice over here, pile number three. And I do see you shining. I do see you shining very, very brightly. And I think your light is going to reach far. So you will also attract in the right kind of people, even if they're very, very far away from you. You are leading the pack over here, pile number three. Don't forget that. And yeah, and that's all I see. So again, it's a general reading. Please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow. And if you want to reach out for a private reading, you can definitely do that. My email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for private reading. And I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you.